All right, so we've got a lot to unpack today. I love getting into the nitty-gritty of marketing.
Yeah, for sure.
And you sent over some really interesting stuff on the psychology behind it all.
It's fascinating stuff.
So tell me, it seems like it's not enough for companies to just tell us about their products anymore. There's like a whole strategy at play, right?
Absolutely. It's not just about selling a product anymore. It's about understanding the ways that marketers try to influence our decisions.
Okay, so you're saying it's deeper than just those sale ads with flashing lights and screaming deals. Those are effective.
Oh, yeah, they can be. But we're going even deeper than that. We're diving into the 4 key purposes driving pretty much every marketing campaign out there: absorb, persuade, convert, and satisfy.
Ooh, okay. Absorb, persuade, convert, and satisfy. So it's less about the what and more about the how they're trying to get us to buy.
Exactly.
I'm intrigued. The text you sent starts with this comparison between like a huge Super Bowl commercial and a handwritten fresh fruit sign. Those feel worlds apart, but they're both marketing.
They are. And what ties them together is purpose.
Okay, so purpose is the common thread.
Right. Whether it's a multi-million-dollar campaign or a simple sign, the goal is always to get a specific response from you, the consumer.
To get us to do something, to take action.
Yeah, to buy something, ultimately.
Makes sense. So let's break down these 4 purposes you mentioned, starting with absorb. I'm ready to be a sponge.
Okay, well, think about some of those really catchy taglines you hear all the time, like just do it or impossible is nothing.
Yeah, those are good.
They're not directly telling you to buy a specific product right then and there.
That's true. They're selling a feeling, an idea.
Right. They want you to internalize that message, connect it with a powerful emotion or aspiration.
So it's about tapping into something deeper, something that resonates.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Like when you see those ads with athletes pushing their limits, you know what I mean?
Yeah, those are inspiring for sure.
They're hoping you'll connect that drive with their brand, even subconsciously.
So when I see that certain shoe company's logo after watching someone run a marathon,
Right.
they're hoping I make that positive association in my mind.
Exactly. It's all about building that subconscious connection.
Wow. It's kind of sneaky when you think about it.
Well, some might say it's strategic, and that's where Persuade comes in.
Strategic like a game of chess.
Exactly, like chess. There's a lot of thought that goes into it. The text talks about 2 main groups. They try to persuade neutrals and opposers.
Okay, neutrals and opposers. So are neutrals people who've never even heard of the product?
Yeah, they might be totally unfamiliar with the brand or product, or maybe they just don't have a strong opinion about it yet.
Okay, and then opposers would be?
Those are the folks who are probably loyal to a competitor. They already have a brand they like and trust.
So you have to use different tactics to win over those 2 groups.
Absolutely. The approach for a neutral is going to be very different from the approach for an opposer.
Give me an example. How does this play out in a real-world scenario?
Okay, let's say a company is launching some revolutionary new tech gadget.
Right. I like gadgets.
To win over the neutrals, they might use expert reviews and data to highlight the problem this gadget solves.
I see. So you create a need.
Yes. You might not have even known you had this problem, but suddenly...
You need a solution.
Exactly.
That's making me think of those early smartphone ads. Like
Yeah.
Suddenly I couldn't live without a device I hadn't even considered a few months prior.
That's a great example.
They created the need.
Exactly. And then when it comes to opposers, those who are maybe loyal to a competitor, the strategy often involves exploiting a weakness or dissatisfaction with their current product.
Ooh, that's smart. So if I'm constantly complaining about my phone's battery life,
Right.
that's music to a competitor's ears.
Let's just say they'd be ready to pounce with their shiny new phone boasting a 2-day battery life.
I can see that. They're definitely listening to our complaints.
Oh, yeah. They're always listening.
Okay, so we've absorbed the message. We've been persuaded by their argument. What's next? Convert.
Convert, my friend. This is where they want you to take action.
This is it. Show me the money.
Think limited time offers, those add to cart buttons, anything that creates a sense of urgency.
Urgency. Like, I gotta have it now.
Exactly. Limited time offer. Only 2 left in stock. This sale ends at midnight. Those are all tactics to increase urgency.
The infamous fear of missing out. I've definitely fallen for that one before.
It's a powerful tool, but getting you to click that button, that's just the beginning. The real mastery lies in satisfy.
Okay, satisfy. This is where it gets interesting. Tell me more. Okay, satisfy. This is where it gets interesting. Tell me more.
So think of it like this. It's about creating a whole experience, an illusion almost, something that resonates on a much deeper level.
Okay, I think I'm getting it. It's about more than just the product itself.
Exactly. They're selling you a feeling, an idea, a lifestyle, even if the connection to the actual product is, well, let's say tenuous at best.
Right. Like those bookstore displays that say, rich people read these 3 books.
There you go. They're not really selling you the books themselves, are they?
Not really. It's
Yeah.
more about the image, the aspiration.
Precisely. It's like, buy these books and you'll be one step closer to joining the ranks of the wealthy and successful, even if, reading those books alone won't magically make you a millionaire.
Exactly. It's funny when you think about it. It's like that fancy hand soap I buy because it makes me feel like I live in a luxurious spa. But at the end of the day, it's still just soap, right?
Right. But it's about more than just getting your hands clean, isn't it? It's about that feeling, that little touch of indulgence.
That's a good way to put it. Indulgence. It's like buying into a fantasy, even for a moment.
Exactly. And that's the genius of Satisfy. It taps into our emotions, our desires, our aspirations, and creates a narrative we want to be a part of, even if it's just for that fleeting moment when we're using the product.
It's powerful stuff. So we've talked about logic and practicality, but this is really about appealing to our emotions, right?
100%. Think about celebrity endorsements for a second.
Oh, yeah, those are everywhere.
Do we really believe they use that exact brand of coffee every single morning?
Probably not, but
But we still make that association, don't we? We see them, we admire their lifestyle, and we think, well, if it's good enough for them.
it's true. I do that all the time. Even when I know it's probably all smoke and mirrors, I still get sucked in.
And that's the power of Satisfy. It's not about the tangible benefits of the product itself. It's about the intangible, the aspirational. It's about creating a sense of belonging, aligning yourself with a certain image or idea.
Like buying into a whole identity.
Exactly. It's about crafting an image, even if it's just a facade. And it can be a win-win for both the consumer and the brand.
Win-win. How so?
Well, the consumer gets that feeling of satisfaction, that sense of belonging. And the brand, they get a loyal customer, someone who connects with their values, their message.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
But doesn't this all feel a bit manipulative? Like, are they just playing us?
It can feel that way, absolutely. And to be honest, sometimes it is. But there are also brands out there who are genuinely trying to connect with consumers on a deeper level, to build trust and loyalty by actually staying true to their values.
Okay, so it's not always a bad thing.
Not at all. Think about the rise of ethical and sustainable brands. They're not just selling a product, are they?
No, they're selling a whole philosophy.
Exactly. Transparency, fair labor practices, a commitment to the environment. And consumers are responding. They're willing to pay a premium for products that align with their values.
That's a good point. People are becoming more conscious of the impact of their purchases, and they're looking for brands that reflect their own ethics.
Absolutely. But how can we be sure it's not just clever marketing?
That's the question, isn't it?
Right. Greenwashing is a real problem. That's where brands slap an eco-friendly label on their products without making any real changes.
So how can we as consumers spot the difference between genuine attempts at ethical, satisfy, and outright manipulation?
It requires a bit of detective work, to be honest.
So how do we become savvy, satisfy sleuths? What should we be on the lookout for? So how do we become savvy, satisfy sleuths? What should we be on the lookout for?
Well, I'd say start by paying close attention to the language brands use.
Okay, like in their slogans and stuff.
Exactly. Look at their slogans, their product descriptions, their social media posts. Are they using all those buzzwords like sustainable, ethical, conscious?
Yeah, those are popular buzzwords.
They are, but are they backing up those claims with any real evidence?
So we need to look past the hype and see what's really going on.
Right. Don't be afraid to dig a little deeper. Look for certifications from reputable organizations. Those fair trade or cruelty-free labels you see.
Yeah. Do those actually mean anything?
They should. But again, it's always best to do your research. A quick search online can usually tell you if a brand is just talking the talk or actually walking the walk.
So transparency is key. We want to support brands that are upfront about their practices.
Exactly. And don't rely solely on what the brand says about itself.
Good point. Get a second opinion.
Right. Read independent reviews, check out consumer forums, see what organizations like the Better Business Bureau have to say.
So it's about diversifying our sources of information.
Right.
Just like you would with financial investment.
Exactly. Be a smart consumer. Do your due diligence.
Love that analogy. So it all comes down to this. We need to be informed and stay vigilant. Don't let those aspirational images completely sweep you off your feet, right?
Right. Marketing is about influence. But as consumers, we have the power to be discerning, to see through the hype and make choices that align with our values.
It's about taking back control of our wallets and our minds, not letting ourselves be manipulated by clever marketing tactics.
Exactly. By understanding these four purposes, absorb, persuade, convert, and satisfy, we can be more conscious consumers, supporting the brands that we truly connect with.
And building a better marketplace for everyone.
Absolutely.
This has been a fascinating deep dive. Expert speaker. I'm going to look at advertising totally differently from now on.
I'm glad to hear that. Knowledge is power.
Yeah.
And the more you understand the strategies behind marketing, the better equipped you'll be to make informed decisions.
So true. And to everyone listening, keep those questions coming. We'll keep diving deeper into these fascinating topics. Until next time.